Yeah, great. It's awesome sitting next to Zach, our new head coach, and I think everybody in this room, people in New Mexico that support New Mexico United, we know that New Mexico United is about more than just soccer, right? We're a community platform that's here to bring people together, that's here to help support people as we uplift each other and we create new possibilities together. And so when we're looking for a head coach for our team, it's so important that not only do we have a coach that has a winning style, that builds a team of character, that puts a team on the field that we're proud of as New Mexicans, but it's crucial that we have a head coach who also understands our commitment to the community that goes way beyond X's and O's and understands, our academy team, our U19 team, the importance of building great outcomes for young New Mexicans who also want to aspire to play in college or in the pros, our foundation, and essentially the broader mission. And so, yes, there are a lot of coaches out there, but when you look at the full mission, I couldn't think of a better person than Zach Prince, who has done so much, a lot of it behind the scenes. Zach's an extremely hard worker. He has been here since day one, back over 3 years ago, and has done so much in terms of establishing the academy, a lot of the technical work with the team. I see it every day. The people on the players see it every day. Our staff sees it every day. I'm not so sure the outside world has had a chance to see it every day, but I'm thrilled that going forward, they are going to get to see what Zach Prince can bring. I believe one of the best young coaches in U.S. soccer. We're really excited to have him as a head coach.
Well, thanks, Pete. I appreciate it. I can't say enough for you giving me the opportunity and you guys trusting me in this journey. And I'm so excited to continue on and really build towards a championship next year. We have a strong culture here. There's no doubt about it, from the front office all the way down to our academy. Very strong culture. Now it's time to go and take a step forward on the field and make sure that we're never in the position that we were in this year. This year, not making the playoffs was a disappointment for us, and we recognize that. And so saying that, being very open and saying we're coming to make a big statement to say we're stepping forward to win a championship and push towards that.
All right, go ahead and open it up for questions.
Hey, Zach, I'm curious, at 33 and just being an assistant in general, not everyone wants to be a head coach.
Sure.
What made you want to take this job and go for it?
Well, a lot of it was, first the preparation that I took. Everything that I looked at it through the lens of a head coach, saying, is this something that, I want to do, and really challenging myself on that. I was really lucky with Troy being able to trust me and letting me in on tons of conversations and tons of decisions through the past 3 years. And so that prepared me. And so when I knew that this was a possibility, it was a no-brainer for me because of two things. My ambition to be a head coach in this league has been there from day one. And then that added up with wanting to, be a part of this club. This club means so much to me. And so making me being the leader to make that step forward on the field for us was an incredibly important challenge for me. And so I can't wait to, actually do it on the field. There's a ton of work that's already been put in for 2022 going on right now. And so, and that'll continue from now until March 11th when we start. And I can't wait to get started on the field.
Correct me if I'm wrong, when you came here, you'd only been in the coaching game for a couple of years. And how crazy is it that you're a head coach in the USL, 5 years removed from being a player?
So while I was playing, I was coaching as well, because I knew that was the path that I wanted to do. So I played for Charleston, and then I also coached a few teams and really challenged myself there. I retired a little earlier than most might. I got offered a contract extension by the Battery and turned it down because I knew that this was what I wanted to do, and my sole focus was I need to get better as a coach every day and challenge myself. And so that was the challenge that I took on. And while it is crazy, the pathway, I'm just my preparation to get here has been something that I'm not scared of the challenge. I'm not nervous of the pressure. I look at that as something where I can thrive in. So I can't wait to get started.
Coach, what will be your style, and are you going to change the way you attack, tactic games?
Sure. So, I mean, style is a broad term when it comes down to soccer. I think it's important that we establish our style and we keep a lot of things because a lot of things are really, really positive. Me and Troy had a great balance with each other over the past 3 years, and some of that balance meant that we were different. And the differences that you'll see with the team coming up is the level of aggression that we're going to put on the opponent. I expect to be extremely aggressive and make the opponent really uncomfortable. So saying that means a lot of different things. I look at all phases of the game as a chance for us to go and attack and a chance for us to go score goals. If we're defending in our low block, I look at that as, hey, that's a time for us to go and maybe put them under pressure when we win the ball quickly and we can move forward quickly. So I think with that, you're going to see a level of aggression with this team that really makes teams uncomfortable, especially when they come into Isotopes Park, because that is an incredibly difficult place to play.
Well, what do you think is needed right away to help you take the team where you want them to go?
I think there's a few things. Like I said, we've built something really positive here over the past 3 years. So there's nothing to take away as far as what is the positivity that's happened on the field and the winning culture that's been set on the field. That's really important not to minimize or marginalize in this moment. But what's important about it to say, all right, we've identified some places where we have to improve. We have to improve when we're in control of games, when we're leading games, to go and push the game way harder than we've been pushing the game. We have to go and extend leads in those moments. That's something that's really important. Second thing that's really important to me is making it very difficult for the opponent to score goals. There was too many times, it was too often this year, where we were allowing the opponent to score goals in ways where we didn't allow us to break them down. We were giving maybe some passes away in some areas that we shouldn't, and we can learn from in those moments. And so I think those are the two things that I take away from day one that we have to go and do to be able to really execute and really go and push us to a different standard in this league.
The roster's got a couple of guys already committed for next year. How much are you looking forward to building this roster and the experiences you've had the last 3 years of watching Troy go about the way he puts rosters together? How much are you looking forward to this?
Well, first, we made a hire 4 or 5 months ago with Itamar Keenan, and with that is put us on a different level to go and expand our horizon on players. So that has been absolutely critical for us to make that hire. He is really putting us in a different ball game of the players that can come in here to New Mexico. So that's critical. My first objective is to go and meet with all the current players in the current roster and talk to them today, tomorrow, and throughout the week this week. So that's my first objective. And then starting to slowly build the roster, which you'll see over the next 2-3 months leading into March.
Talking about roster depth, Troy always kind of has a smaller roster. When you look at the next season, how are you building that roster out going forward? Roster depth is something that kind of affected the club towards the end of the season with injuries. Are you expecting to build out to a larger, and how are those conversations among the club and management?
Absolutely. It's a collaboration between us all. It's Itamar, myself, Peter's involved in a lot of those conversations. And it's critical for us to all be on the same page going into it, because having too big of a roster can lead to, players not getting chances because there's only 11 guys that can go and play, and there's only 18 that can be in the roster on game day. We had some critical injuries this year that they weren't not a lot of soft tissue injuries or anything. They were more pretty tough injuries on the guys that we couldn't project that. So saying that, I think the roster is at a great spot as far as numbers. Maybe adding 2 or 3 more to the roster could be an opportunity for us. There's not a set number that we're looking at. We have a range that we're looking at. And what's important about that is we want to bring in the right people to this organization, and that starts with anyone that comes into this front office and anyone that comes into the staff, anyone that comes in as a player. They have to be the right people that come in, because this is a very special place, and we can't have someone coming in here and taking that for granted.
Coach, with the coaching staff, will there be any changes?
So obviously there's going to be some replacement, because I'll have to replace myself in the position that I was in, and that was a critical role. The balance that Troy and I had together was something that I appreciate so much, and I leaned on him so much, and he leaned on me, and so saying that that's something that we're going to have to go attack right away. And make sure that we get the right person in that role. But like I said, it's important for that role. Anyone that comes into this, you guys know the best how important and special New Mexico is. And so making sure that people understand that when they come in, and the responsibility of that is critical.
Coach, being involved with the academy team the way that you were, how do you think that helped you for this new role, taking over the head coach, and what do you still plan on as far as being involved with the academy team going forward?
The academy will always be the foundation of this club when it comes to on the field, because it's all New Mexicans coming and playing together. We're looking to have all the best New Mexican soccer players from age range 15 to 19. We do have a 14-year-old on the team who's very special. And so looking at those players to come in and really set the standard for what it means for youth soccer in New Mexico. So building on that, it started with me in 2018. Before we had a badge, we were out, going in training clubs at Pateadores and, Rio and Rush and these different places, and training kids, and saw the level of commitment from those players that was important, but it also importantly saw the level of talent. There's talent in the state, and that's what we jumped all over. We wanted to make sure that we gave them the exposure and the experience to go compete against the best teams across the country. So that's been critical in my development as well, is building that team together, building the academy together, putting the staff together, the scouting with Lucian Starzinski. He's all over the state going and watching players, and that's critical. That's critical for us to really have an eye on the talent in the state, and not just the eye at the quote-unquote bigger clubs. We want to see every player in every city if we can. And so building that has been critical for me as well.
Pete, the process of hiring Zach, I got to imagine there was a lot of interest in this job. You probably heard from a lot of people, and take us through that to a small degree.
Yeah, no, thanks, Joe. I mean, that's the great thing about soccer. It's played all over the world. So not only do we have coaches from the USL, MLS coaches, coaches who have coached at the national level, you also have coaches from Europe and Latin America. So there's so many people to look at, and that's great. And we certainly had some of those conversations and explored it. But at the end of the day, we also believe that this is much more than just about soccer. This is about the culture and where Zach is as an individual and as a coach, plus his familiarity with what we're building, big picture here, just made him the overwhelming favorite. And I think you're hearing it right now and answering these questions, just the direct questions. He's got a plan, a style, and we're really excited to see what he can do on the field. We know what he can do off the field, so just excited to see him in the head position next year.
Did you hear from a lot of people? I mean, I think that's actually a testament to the club.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It is a lot. With social media and DMs and this and that, I mean, believe me, it's overwhelming. And I think Zach mentioned Itamar, who's here today and who's really been helpful as our as someone who can field a lot of those calls and knows the landscape as well. And so I think that I don't really think there's really a better spot than New Mexico United in the USL. If you're really, as a coach, looking for a place to play important games where in front of large crowds who understand the game and are going to go ride and die with you the whole way, New Mexico is head and above the top of the USL and even in the top tier with the MLS. I think we all know that and we all love that. And so this is a high pressure job, but also an extremely rewarding job and offers something really unique.
Keith, the guy to your right is two-time USL champion. Did that play into the decision-making process at all?
Well, he knows we want to be a 5-time USL champion here, so we got to get him one more ring than Brady, I guess, 7. Absolutely, Zach's been a winner. You know, he scored some big goals in big games in the playoffs, and I think what he said about his vision of saying, hey, yeah, I might be able to be a pro player for another year, 2, 3 years, but I'm going to actually take a step back while I still have a lot in the tank on the field and focus on where I want to be over the next 20 years. And that long-term view really permeates in everything we do here. And we're looking for individuals that have that fire, that drive, that this is what they've always wanted to do, and this is a platform for them individually to achieve their goals. But that can only happen if we also collectively achieve our goals. They're intertwined, and Zach appreciates it, understands it, and I am so excited to get started next year and get this team together and get back on the field.
Zach, excuse me, I'm sorry. Zach, talk about the crowd at the last game. I thought it really punctuates the support of this team. You know, and you know, what makes you excited about taking the job with that kind of fan base?
Speaking directly to the crowd, what's so incredible about the crowd isn't necessarily just the goal scoring moments. It's the, you know, sometimes playing out of pressure and the appreciation for that. It's someone, you know, having a phenomenal defensive play and running back 45 yards and making a massive tackle, and the fans are up on their feet, you know. So that's incredible to me, to show the level of intensity that they're watching the game. It's not something where they're coming for a picnic. It's there. It is intense, and they care about the results. And with that, so that doesn't surprise me that there's a ton of people calling for this job, because that's what makes this job special, is the people. And the people at this club, internally and externally, are all in all the time. And so I cannot wait for that first day on March 11th. What I can say about that, though, the last game, while that was special, there's so many that were as well. I mean, I look at the game when we tied Portland 3-3. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible, the level of commitment that these people have. You don't see people leaving in the 89th minute and trying to get to their car a little early. They're all in all the time, from opening whistle till the end. So I'm so excited, and I couldn't be more proud to represent this place.
Zach, you've been really hands-on with the team, with the academy. Is there any part of now being the head coach that you're looking forward to do that you weren't necessarily involved with before?
Absolutely. As an assistant, with the academy, I had more of a direct decision making. But as an assistant, you're more of an influencer. And so while there's some times that I was able to make decisions and Troy gave me, you know, that authority, that wasn't all the time. And so now, being the decision maker, you're in a completely different role, and which it's so exciting to me to be in that role, and I can't wait to get started. Me and Itamar, he is probably tired of me talking to him at this point, because we call each other constantly. But we are so excited to build a great team and to put a really entertaining product on the field that New Mexico is proud of.
And I think, just to expand on that, you know, Zach isn't just our head coach, he's also our technical director, meaning that while we talk about budgets, and Itamar and the three of us talk about, you know, certain players, at the end of the day, we're looking to Zach to make that final decision. Is this player right for the system I want to play, for where we want to go on and off the field? And we entrust him with that decision. He's earned it, and I'm really excited to see the team that he puts out there.
Pete, well, it's ultimately a front office decision on bringing in Zach, obviously. Did you have any conversations with some of the leadership among the players and get their opinions on Zach, and before you make the final decision?
You know, it's a fine line. It's not really a democracy, right? We're not gonna vote on it. But we have a family environment, and we're collaborative. I travel with the team. I attend almost every single game, home and away, and so I do know the players very well, especially the ones that have been with us a multi-year period. And so, you know, having that discussion with them, especially after the season, hey, what were your thoughts on the season? How did it go for you personally? How did it go as a team? What do you want to work on? What could we be doing better at the staff level? We're always in those kind of conversations, and so I do know that Zach has built a tremendous amount of respect with the existing players. He's earned that. It's not easy when you come in as a younger coach. Sometimes you're the same age or even older than some of the players. And so that takes a real skill, and Zach has managed that. And so I'm really excited to see what he can do on the field.
And speaking of that, Coach, have you had a opportunity to talk to the players, and what are your kind of emotions going through this and taking over?
Player meetings start right after this. I'm so excited to talk to them. I haven't had a chance to talk to them about this role, about me in this role. I've talked to plenty of them about what their thoughts were on the season and getting feedback and having some dialogue on that. But, today really starts, the plan with me and them for 2022 in the future.
So we see you got a blazer. Are you going to be wearing that for the games?
That's Troy set a standard here for, wearing a suit for every game. To be honest with you, I haven't really thought about it too much. I'm ready to get to work. And, the week before, maybe I can dress as nice as Itamar or Troy and be out there for you guys.
Zach, in here 3 years, what's New Mexico come to mean to you personally?
It means so much. I mean, it's an incredible place where it's so beautiful. The mountains are incredible, and waking up and seeing that every morning means so much to me, because that's not a landscape from where I came from. And so my appreciation for the landscape here is incredible. And then starting to meet the people and really getting to know the people here, the level of passion that they have for the state is remarkable. People in New Mexico care about New Mexico. I've never met people from a state that care about it as much as New Mexicans do. And that's why this club has so much support, because they get behind New Mexican clubs and sports. It's important. And so that's been incredibly important to me. And then also, my daughter was born here, and so she's a New Mexican. So that's really, really special to me, obviously. And so we're connected here forever. And that means so much to me.
Anything else, guys? We're going to move the table, get a couple quick photos with the scarf.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Justin,